Reporting from the Chain Exchange 2018 conference in Las Vegas, Inc. columnist Tracy Leigh Hazzard explores the world of innovation, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and cryptocurrency.
I am here at Chain Exchange with Steve Wozniak, and I'm a little starstruck, I have to admit, because you know what? It's intimidating because I'm an originator, I'm an inventor, I'm a designer, and to talk to someone who's really done something so extraordinary, it's a little intimidating.
Well,
how am I going to ask you good questions?
I'm honored to hear that, but I'm glad you're so happy.
Well, thank you. So we're here at a blockchain conference, AI. You know, this is a lot of new technology, and there's a lot of stuff people are doing in their garages and have been doing, and I'm curious about two things. One, how do you get out of the garage? Do you really need that team, and should you really trust it, and what should you look for in that?
Well, the way I think is it doesn't matter if you get out of the garage. It doesn't even matter if you're doing something worthy, because you almost have to measure it in terms of dollars to get out of the garage. And if you're doing something that you're exploring for the fun of it, oh, I'm struggling to get some project done, and it doesn't have any value to the world, very little value to the world, you increase your intelligence, and you're going to be a more valuable member of society to finally maybe be the one who creates the one that really does get out of the garage or grab other people's attention. Even just spreading ideas that you have, you know, it's kind of like open source. You build upon something I've discovered or done or created, and I'm very much in favor of that. So I don't think, oh, your goal should be from day one to get out of the garage. No, your goal should be to do things that you know are good and that you believe in, that you're having fun doing.
I should be adding value. I love that, because the blockchain is all about sort of establishing value and checks and balances along the way. So how can we get more value in this process? Can we get more value for the inventors and the originators of the world to make sure that their contribution is really recognized?
Well, the way the world goes is usually people who invest their brain and create things and are inventors don't wind up getting as much value as people who put money in. It's like money is worth more than brains.
That's right.
And all engineers have to deal with that, and you know, and it's kind of like even school teachers aren't. A lot of categories in life really aren't respected well in terms of money and value. But you have to really. But a lot of people can grow up with the psychology of realizing all I want is my happiness. And I'll tell you, some people are just born to be creators and to think and struggle and try to get something working. And when they succeed, it's the most wonderful feeling in the world, and they just know they're meant to be. Not everyone is that way. Some people say, no, I can only do this if in a short amount of time I have enough money I can buy a home in San Francisco.
Yeah, totally different motivations, right?
Yeah, different motivations. So I tend to be on the lower end of that. And even when Apple came, we were offered big money to start it with my computer. I turned it down at first because I want to remain an engineer for life and never run a company. And then I realized we could start a company and I could still be an engineer for life.
That's right. Well, and we're glad you are.
So yeah. So I don't think in terms of value. I did not start Apple to make money and make a huge amount. And I was very embarrassed when we did make a huge amount. So I shared tens of millions of dollars of my own stock with lots of employees in the company so they could each get a house, and with a few people that I considered, they were in high school in the Homebrew Computer Club, but they were founders as much as I was. Why did three of us have all the wealth? So I kind of like to spread it around a lot more and treat everybody that's working on a project as family. You're all working towards the same goal, not just one or two at the top.
I also think that we should start measuring billionaires not by how much dollars they are, but how much impact. Are you impacting 1 billion people? And you certainly have done that in your time.
Oh, I don't know. Accidental. Unintentional. No, I never. But now, if I'm going to impact anyone, I'd like to impact young people and let them really believe in themselves and keep working as makers, as learning creators, learning inventors, as just doing what they feel they like doing, and that it has some value.
Yeah, we like to inspire the 3D print community. It's part of what we do in one of our podcasts. And, there's a lot of really great stuff going on there and application happening. And so it's come out of the hype cycle and into that where the real use cases are happening. Are you seeing that here in blockchain and AI and other areas? Are you seeing use cases start happening?
I don't look specifically because most of the blockchain examples I see almost everywhere around the world. Oh my gosh, this is so great an idea. But they seem to be very localized, and it's slow to expand. But so were all the internet companies that were saying our entire life, everything we do in life is going to be done on the internet. And things happen, including broadband coming, and mobile broadband especially, that let it happen. But for a while it had to die off. A lot of companies died off. And how do you live through it is a big question. And one thing I say is do as much as you can on $0 on your own. Live at home. That's what the home or the garage is a metaphor for.
Yeah.
If you have no money, no bank accounts, you have to do some stuff at home and go as far as you can on zero. And you try to always have working models that totally demonstrate what you have and keep working to make it better and better and better before you go out and accept somebody else's money who's going to come in, because you'll own
Yep.
more of what you have. You'll be able to demonstrate its value better, and you'll own more of it.
Yep, you heard it here. Proof that you have a great idea, the market wants it, that it works, all of that here. Steve, thank you so much for answering my questions and being here tonight. You're inspiring a lot of people in this audience to what's going to happen next and what they're going to do next, and to keep making.
Good. And for young entrepreneurs, remember, Apple was started by a couple of kids that were in their young 20s. We had no checking accounts or savings accounts to speak of, no rich relatives, no money at all. But we had one great product to start the company with that was going to be all of our revenues for the next 10 years. So it helps to have a work on it until you know you have a great product and not just a good one.
I love that. Great advice from Chain Exchange.
For more on Chain Exchange, Tracy's guests, or her Inc. articles and column on innovation, please go to feedyourbrand.co/CXC.